What's up, peeps? My name's Ian, and I forgot to clip my microphone on. Don't know if it makes a huge amount of difference, but hopefully you can hear me. Orders to go through today, the usual. Can you guess how many? Spoke about it yesterday, possibly the time before that. 20! Well, 19, because one of them came in after I'd done my pickups. Doesn't need to go out till tomorrow, so I don't have it. But there's 20 orders sitting there, but 19 of them that I'm just going to run through just now. A few bundles, a few individual books, some of them quite nice. And yeah, let's just take a look, see what's going. It is a good mix today. Lots of different genres and all of that stuff. And the first one we've got is 3 David Gemmell books. A wee hardcover, Echoes of the Great Song. Then we've got Iron Hand's Daughter and Dark Moon. So all from different series as far as I can tell. And the 3 of them sold for £11.49. One down. What's our total order value today? £250. So there's the first £11 odd out of that. 250 quid. Right, next one's a nice big book. Just got this the other day, and it is exactly the type of thing that I will always pick up when I see it. The Improvement Guide. So any kind of self-help, business, personal, whatever it might be, is always worth grabbing. This looked pretty brand spanking new, as it does. I recognised a couple of the names, Langley and Moen, as contributors. When did this actually come out? No, it's actually older, 2009. This is the second edition. So yeah, it's a US book actually, but that sold for $18.99. So a nice wee profit from what I would have paid for it. So yes, improvement books, self-help books, always worth picking up and grabbing. Next, I've got 4 John Grishams. I haven't sold a Grisham in a few days. And then 4 all at once. They're all hardcovers. 3 of them are first editions, which means that the price for this lot was £21.49. So I say 4 hardcovers. One of them's the double up of the client and the firm, and the rest are all just first edition hardcovers. But £21.49, again, quite nice, because I probably paid £1 for all of them. Next, Deals and Steals. Had this listed for about 50 quid. Went on an offer for 30 quid. I've been offered a couple of times on it, and then one came in at 30, which was a bit more than previously, so I thought, the heck, let's just get it going. And it turns out that Cameron is a viewer. So Cameron, this will be with you very, very soon. It's got that lovely inked edge, and it is of course the signed copy. This is a really popular book. Paperback, hardcover, however you find it. It's not a particularly valuable book typically, but it does sell quite fast. So if you can find copies of it cheap enough, you can churn it out. But this was a signed one, and I say that's gone to Cameron. Deals and Steals for 30 quid. So thank you, Cameron. Hope you enjoy it. Add it to your collection. Right, next, another nice single book. Not as high a value. I've had this 2 or 3 times, and I kind of want to read it. Every time I pick it up, I think, well, I'm going to keep that copy and read it, but then I list it anyway, and it sells really, really quickly. It's Martin McInnes, Infinite Ground. Nice wee hardcover, £6.99 for that one. So again, not a big value book, but it always sells really, really quickly. You just got to get your price right on these things. Know what I'm saying? But anyway, £6.99 for a single book when you're paying pennies. I'm delighted with that. Which is exactly the same as this one. Brian Evenson, Song for the Unravelling of the World Stories. Coffee House Press. So I don't know much about this. I noticed it was a US book. It was in fantastic condition, and it's just one of those that catches my eye. Might not catch yours, but it caught my eye, so I picked it up, and again it sold very, very quickly. to Stephanie, £6.99. So another nice one. Nice single books. Selling single books for £6-7 is ideal. That's a great price point to get for them. Right, the next went for £39.99. Harry Potter still sells. So I've been stacking up my Harry Potter books for a wee while. Haven't really done much with them. So yesterday, day before, I went through them and I pulled out 3 different sets. So all the original ones, a set of paperbacks, and then 2 sets where it's, you know, paperbacks and hardcovers mixed. And that's the first of them sold. That's it, £39.99. So Harry Potter still sells. Still sells for not a bad price. I know people used to get an awful lot more than that not too long ago, but take what you can get. No, I'm saying. Next, for £4.99, Suzanne Collins, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Again, whenever I see this, I pick it up, especially if it's in that very good, you know, like new condition. It's not big value, but it does typically sell pretty quickly. At the moment, that'll no doubt change, but for now that's still shifting. So £4.99 for Suzanne Collins. And then another bundle. Lynn Anderson this time. 3 Lynn Anderson paperbacks. Bread and butter books, £9.99. Not much more to say about such things other than, Linda, enjoy your books. Whether you watch these or not, enjoy them. Right. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Quite enjoyed that film. I keep meaning to read the book. I know it's part of, is that a trilogy? I can't remember. Oh, there's a wee offer come in, no doubt slightly offensive amounts. But yeah, that one sold for £3.80. So not a big sale, but there's still some profit in it. So it's easy enough just to pack it up and ship it out. Another single book. Lots of these today. This is The Diary of a CEO. Stephen Bartlett. It is a popular book. It always does quite well. And it's sold for £8.99. So another business, self-help, improvement type book. And that is a popular one. Okay. We've got another Harry Potter. But just a little book all on its own. It's the newer edition of the series. And mostly very good condition. Well, as new condition that one actually is. That sold for £4.05. All by itself. And then we've got a big bundle. 11 books. 11 books which sold for £21.99. Danielle Steele. So a couple of wee hardcovers, 9 paperbacks, £21.99. So 10 books to £2.75, £2.50, £2.75. I've got into that and it sold for £21.99. So again, they're low value books, but if you get lucky and they sell right, you make a few quid on them, which is always nice. Right, this one's a wee bit of a, this was actually a bit of a pain in the backside today. It's 2 Buffy type books. So we've got a Buffy book and we've got an Angel book. They're really nothing special at all. The Buffy book in particular, as shown in the pictures, etc., is pretty acceptable condition. The cover has been torn at some point and repaired, but it's got a nice clean spine, which I'm sure adds something to it, especially if you're just shelving them as well as reading them. And because of the fantastic condition of these, I just had the 2 of them listed together for £3.80, and that's what they sold for. So again, not much profit in that at all, but it keeps the sales rolling, gets them out there, and Janet's got herself a bargain. another single book. £4.35 this time. Taipan, James Clavell. So I think this is book 2. Yes, book 2 in his Asian saga. Shogun obviously being the famous first one. And then they just keep going on from there. So Taipan, James Clavell, £4.35. Nice, clean, good condition paperback to ship out. Right. Do we have another single book? No, we've got a bundle, pre-made bundle this time, much like the Harry Potters, and it's Anna Jacobs. So picked up a big stack of Anna Jacobs books. I've got a few more since actually, so I made up 3 different lots out of those just to see if that would go better than putting them up as a multi-listing, and that's the first one sold for £10.99. So £10.99 for 4 paperbacks. Again, £1 into 11, minus fees, minus postage, blah 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 blah. It's still a couple of quid out of those books there. And Lisa Joe. Was it yesterday or the day before? I had some Lisa Joe books going out. But anyway, another one today. That went for £7.24. So it was part of my build your own listing on that one. So £3.25 Lisa Joe paperbacks are on that. £3.99 postage, no matter how many of them you buy. And this buyer's bought one. So that makes it £7.24 for that single paperback. It's in very good condition, so it's still a wee bit of a bargain, I think. Right, another nice sized bundle. That's not my, so if you've watched these videos in the past, you'll know I quite like these books. They always sell. Make them into bundles and get them stuck out there. So again, much like the Harry Potter books, I'd built up quite a big pile of these, so I made up 4 listings, 5 books per bundle, and somebody's bought 3 of them. 3 of them all in one go. Which means that they get to take advantage of my buy 2, get 1 free. So £21.98 for 15 of those little books. These kids' books, they cost me pennies. I really don't pay much at all for the kids' books. So although there's 15 of them there, I'm maybe £1.50, £2 into that lot. So again, getting £21.98 back is fantastic return. So that were quite nice. If it's all sold individually, I would have got like about 33 quid for them, but I would have paid more in fees, not much more in fees, but a bit more in fees, and a bit more in postage as well. So I make a couple of quid less by somebody taking that deal than I would if I sold them individually, but they're all gone quick, and that's cash flow, so I can go and buy some more. And then we've got the very last order for the day, £12.24 for 2 Kate Atkinson and a Robert Harris. So Pompeii by Robert Harris, A God in Ruins, and the hardcover of Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. I don't sell many Kate Atkinson books at all, or Robert Harris, come to think of it. Kate Atkinson I've never read, but they always look like quite nice books, so I keep picking them up. Robert Harris, brilliant author, in my opinion, and always really happy when I sell authors that I like, because it means somebody else likes them too. I'm not alone in the world, it's great. Anyway, that is what did I say, about £250 worth of orders looks like. It stays with my usual kind of expected profit margins on those. It's, you know, like a third to eBay, a third in postage, and a third in profit. That's how I generalise it in my head. It doesn't actually work out that way. What it usually works out as is it's about 40% profit once I've paid my postage and my eBay, but then I've got my packaging and my cost of goods to come off of that as well, which balances it into being about a third profit on that one there. So a £250 day is what, 83 quid thereabouts in profit back into the business, which is alright, you know what I mean? It's alright, you certainly can't complain. As I've mentioned in the not too distant past. I am trying to get that doubled up again, so I want to be around about £500 sales a day, and that's a big ask. It's a tough ask, but that's where I would need to get to make this a viable earning full-time business, which would also allow to be in a location, get a proper unit where all of it is dealt with there. Once you get to that stage, then you decide whether or not you want to work in the business or use the money that's coming in to pay somebody else to work in the business and let it grow, and then that becomes much more of a kind of residual income rather than a 9 to 5 earning thing. So that's where we're heading to. We're definitely going in the right direction. It's been quite flat for the last month. There's not been a big uplift in that kind of daily average. With a wee boost in end of July, middle of August from the whole eBay awards things. I'm quite sure that was down to it, whether they were giving me more exposure or it just resulted in a few extra sales, and that did take us up to about 270 a day, but that slipped back down to between 220 240. Can't remember exactly where we are. So painful, 30 quid less every day over 30 days. It's a fair chunk of change, so need to get that pushed back up and looking at different ways of doing that, which includes listing a lot of books, which I've got to be honest, the last couple of days I have not done. It's been lazy. It has been lazy. I've got a few things up, but I keep picking through everything I've got, trying to find higher value bits and pieces, and all the stuff that is just the bread and butter I've been putting to the side. Trying really hard not to just list and end up spending a fortune in fees if I'm not sure it's going to sell. But that's how it's worked for me so far. So I really do need to do that. It's procrastination as much as anything else. So yep, still looking at different ways to expand the value of what we're doing. But quite simply, it's more books. More books are needed. The more I've got, the more I can sell, and the more money potentially I can make. So that's where we're at. Anyway, that is all I've got for you today. There's nothing controversial to talk about. There's nothing crazy to show you from pickups because I've not picked anything up since Sunday. Normally I do a wee Wednesday afternoon pickup, but I'm going to have to give that a bye today. Cash flow is always an issue because I've got a bigger pickup to do tomorrow, and I want to make sure that there's the funds available to go out and get anything that is there. So yes, that's us. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff, and I shall hopefully see you tomorrow.